2. So our second offensive play before Brian takes care of the defense. I want to look at the Bengals and the Chiefs because, we talked a little bit about it last week, kind of what this team has to do to succeed. I think that that Tennessee's defense was maybe a little bit better. They definitely did a better job of getting to Joe Burrow.
Oh, yeah.
Against this horrendous offensive line, but the Chiefs did play pretty dang well. All right, they essentially, well, not completely iced out, but they made the Bengals look inept. At one point, Brian looked at me yesterday. We were watching the game, and he goes, "Hey, Star Wars Battlefront of the new Madden," and I was like, you know what? Let's do Battlefront, and we did it. And we came back just after halftime, and just things were night and day difference, and that's kind of what Brian wants to go into.
Yeah, we tuned in just as like the tide was turning, and we're like, whoa, here we go.
Yeah, I think it might have been a Mahomes interception, maybe. I can't remember off the top.
I think it was.
That's right. He threw 2. I think he threw 2.
Mm-hmm.
One in overtime, one in regulation.
Mm-hmm.
But they got to keep things fun. Yeah, really hone in on this run game to open things up for the pass game because, for the most part, they did a pretty good job they did in the first half. They did a good job of shutting down Jamar Chase and Higgins, and they could not get anything going. There were so many 3-and-outs, so many. It was just some doozies of drives that just didn't go anywhere. Big opportunities just kind of blown. So they really started to, but they stayed committed, and that's what I liked about it. They didn't panic. Joe Burrow is starting to earn this Joe Cool moniker, which was rightfully given to Joe Montana because Joe Montana was calm, cool, and collected in the pocket when he played. When stuff broke down, he was cool. And Joe Burrow, did not stave away from that. I mean, obviously play calling, goes hand in hand, but they all stayed the course. They stayed committed, and that's why they won. But I wanted to look at this play. All right, this is from the Bengals versus Chiefs AFC Championship highlights video, NFL 2021. 3 minutes, 19 seconds into that video. The Bengals have the ball at it's about the 25-yard line. 12 minutes, 10 seconds left in the first half, second quarter. They're at 2nd and 10. Yeah, they're down 3-14. All right, I really like this this design of this play, and we're gonna listen and watch it first before we start to break this thing down. So let's kick it off, and here we go.
This crowd and Mahomes, this is a tough one for him. 2nd and 10. They're able to get a big run out of Mixon.
All right. So it doesn't sound like a whole lot. All right. And visually, it may not look like a whole lot of stuff. But I thought it was a really nice way for, to get Joe Mixon going. You get your running back hot, good things happen. It was a good fake out. I like the play design of this. And the whole fake out actually worked pretty well. So what they did here, what we have here for personnel, the Bengals are in 11 with a shotgun split back formation. But the interesting thing here is that they don't have 2 running backs out there. It's Jamar Chase on the left-hand side and Joe Mixon to Joe Burrow's right. T. Higgins is out there, Tyler Boyd, and then we have our backup tight end, Drew Sample, who is out there on the left-hand side of the field. But it's, there's not a whole lot of protection here for Joey B if he decides to go in the pass game. And even still, it's a little weird looking at it, knowing that it's going to be a run play. Right? Looking at this formation and, how the play is going to come out. It's not very well protected. It's not very well guarded. We know their offensive line is bad, and there's not really a whole lot of extra help in this play. So let's take a look at the defense personnel there in 4-3 cover one man. It's a man in a zone. It's man and zone, I guess, depending on who you're looking at. Sample's got like one-on-one coverage, which is really, I guess, not too bad. But Higgins and Boyd are in zone coverage, so I guess I can understand that. The play opens up.
This crowd.
I should probably mute that. All right, Joe Burrow waves Jamar Chase into motion. So, all right, the defense is like, oh, boy, what do we got coming here? It's Jamar Chase. Let's move. And then, of course, one of our defensive backs moves to that side. He's ready to give some extra, throw an extra defender in covering Jamar Chase, which is really smart. Because of what's about to happen, it pulls a defender back. All right, it pulls a defender back and away from the middle of the field for them to hand the ball off to Joe Mixon. All right, they take it. Joe Mixon takes it. He runs up the middle, follows his blocker. Excellent job. Drew Sample's up at the top of the field, number 89, and he's pushing a defender off. But we're not done there, because Joe Burrow's going to do a little pump fake post handoff and move these Kansas City defenders back. All right, give Joe Mixon some extra room to get a bigger gain. All right, all it takes is a second. We talk about it all the time. All it takes is a second to get, possibly hit a break, get some big yardage. A second of distraction of a defender could be the difference between 1 yard and 10 yards. That's how quick it goes. So, and Joe Mixon ends up getting 10 here. All right, he ends up getting a first down and then some. And I think it's like a 12, 13-yard run. So, looking it back, I really, really like this play design and how they went about it. Limited protection up front. It's their bare bones, basic offensive line. Again, split backs. And Jamar Chase is probably the most important part of this thing. Oh, no, I shouldn't say that. But he is. I mean, him going into motion sets the defense and gets them ready for something weird to happen. Because what did we do last week? Jamar Chase out in the flat, right? Give him some open space. The dude's dangerous.
Yeah.
So the defense readjusted. Burrow, Dak Taylor, everybody who came together to put this offense together, realized that. And they know that, well, everybody knows at this point that Jamar Chase is a weapon. There's no surprise there. They know that Jamar Chase is a weapon, and they're gonna adjust their defense accordingly when stuff doesn't look so right. And what ended up being was a big time run. I think, they were really trying to pound the rock in this game. And I was very, very happy that they stayed committed to it. Joe Burrow could have very easily went pass happy the entire second half of the game. We know what they have. We know their weapons, right? Joe Mixon can catch the ball. We know about how good Jamar Chase is. We know how good T. Higgins is. We know how good Tyler Boyd is. We know Drew Sample's not a bad tight end, but he's no Yazuma. But he could have went pass happy the entire time, but they stayed the course. They were down 21-3, I think. I think they scored a touchdown at the end of the first half.
The half ends with.
You are ridiculous, dude. Come on.
The half ends 11-point difference. The Chiefs were trying to go up 18, scoring a touchdown and going up 18, but they end up not getting that touchdown at the end of the half.
That's right. Yeah, that could have been. No, you're done. You're done. Goodbye. All right. Yeah, it was crazy, but again, they stayed the course, they stayed balanced, and it is obviously paid off in dividends because Joe Mixon started to get bigger chunk plays.
Yeah,
and the wide I shouldn't say I'm not a Bengals fan, rooting for him, but not a Bengals fan. The Bengals wide receivers were starting to get open a little bit more. They were catching the ball. They were getting more yak.
Yeah,
which is ever important.
I'd have to say my MVP of this game it's either T. Higgins or it is Joe Mixon. The yardage those guys created, with Higgins getting the strong catches and contested catches, and then Mixon just hitting those big runs to just be able to keep them balanced is so huge.
Yeah.
And spoiler alert, Chiefs could have done a little of that. Just saying.
They went away from the run. They went away from the run in that second half, which was strange. It was kill clock. Yeah, it was very weird.
We'll
that they
get
did
into
that.
it.
Oh, yeah. So let's watch it one more time. I'll turn the volume up just a smidgen. And we'll watch it. All right, Jamar Chase in motion immediately. Two receivers to the right, our tight end to the left. Again, Jamar Chase to Joe Burrow's left, and Joe Mixon to Joe Burrow's right in the shotgun formation.
This is a tough one.
Jamar Chase is there. All right. Look at I even just noticed our linebackers pulling off over here too. So that's a bigger bonus, and it just helps that Joe Burrow throws that little pump fake. All right, over to this side, and Joe Mixon. I mean, what a little just weaving in and out of that offense. That just hot mess.
Yeah.
Very Jonathan Taylor-esque. And he goes and gets some big plus yardage. Big plus yardage in this. And getting this offense kind of in rhythm and going. Bengals were flat the first quarter. Now you're starting to build the momentum, all right? Yeah. We can move the ball against this very well-coached Chiefs defense. So that is my second offensive play. And that is it. Yeah.
319! 399! Cut! 3-3?
Yeah, spot.
250!